You have to believe in yourself. You have to trust in yourself and be confident in who you are, because the more sure of yourself that you are, the more sure someone's going to be of what you can offer them, how you can help them. You have to, it's that know, like, and trust factor that we always hear about. But I think there's such a difference, on social media and just even, in person, networking, et cetera, et cetera. We know when someone truly believes in what they're selling and truly believes in what, their purpose is and the impact that they're trying to make. So this is helping you to show up authentically and confidently. And it inspires others and helps motivate others to do the same thing. And it becomes that ripple effect that I talked about. It's an exciting feeling to know this is what I'm putting out into the world and others can benefit from it.
Talking with the experts.
Hello and welcome to Talking with the Experts. My name's Rose Davidson from rosedavidson.com, and Talking with the Experts is about all things business by business owners for business owners, and you can find it on all good podcasting streaming platforms and on YouTube. And today my guest is Amanda Thomas. And Amanda is the founder and lead facilitator of Power Through Healing, a global initiative for change in our world. She works to promote higher levels of productivity, creativity, and self-empowerment, and through her business, The Power Through Healing. So welcome, Amanda. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Rose. I'm so happy to be here.
Great. So we're going to be discussing the impulse of creativity within you. Could you just explain, please, what you mean by that?
Yeah, absolutely. People hear it and they're like, what is this lady talking about? But it's my favorite subject. It's my favorite topic. And the impulse of creativity is just simply that desire that is within you to be more, do more, and have more of an impact in this world. And it's just an instinct that's within us. We're born with it. It never goes away. The problem is sometimes it just gets a little bit suppressed within us. So we have to do the work to kind of pull it back out of us.
Okay, so what kind of work do we need to do to bring this creativity out and bring the impulse to do things back?
Yeah, absolutely. So I always say in order to go forward, we have to go back first. So I always kind of like the analogy of the arrow, the bow and arrow. First, you have to pull it back, aim it, and then it shoots out to its, target. So a lot of the work that I do with my clients is from a subconscious level. I do, hypnotherapy sessions and a little bit of NLP, and we work to find out what is it that is truly holding you back. What is that issue or concern that is causing you from delaying your progress, or not letting you move forward with this impulse that you want to make more of an impact. So in order to go forward, we go back first, but it's about reprogramming and getting rid of those old imprints and conditioning.
Yeah, so, what's the timeline for someone to do that? Is it like short or long, or it just depends on the person?
It definitely depends on the person and kind of that level of where you're at in that journey of how serious are you ready to take this action. But, I've been trained in rapid transformational therapy. So our sessions are typically going to get you to massive results within 1 to 3 sessions.
Oh, cool. That's really quick.
Yeah. And then just offering a little bit of support. I do some client experiences where, it's month long, 2-month long, sometimes much greater, just depending on what you need, what level you're at, what you're starting with.
Yeah, so I guess believing in yourself and trusting in yourself would be a very important step in the process.
Yeah, absolutely. I always say, really the first step in saying yes to this impulse within you is to notice that it's within you. First, you have to notice it. And it's all about that feeling. It's that feeling that you're waking up to every day. Am I feeling like I'm, living my purpose? Am I living on purpose? Am I feeling fulfilled in the work that I'm doing? And, when we notice, sometimes when that healing is required, this work that I do with my clients, when healing is required, it's because you're waking up feeling like you aren't enough, like, this life isn't available to you. It caused
Yeah,
those
so,
anxious feelings, that depression within us.
yeah, so when people have been, through the trainings with you, do they ever, regress back to, old habits?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a major part of the work that I do. We regress first back to why, where, when did you first acquire this limiting belief, this symptom that's showing up right now in your life? And, when we're faced as an adult with a similar situation, that takes us back to that same feeling, that same belief that we had maybe when we were 3 years old or 7 years old. It's a trigger, so it's noticing those triggers and deciding to do the work is really all it is.
Oh, okay. So, what happens once they've been to the training with you and, they're all cured, so to speak? Do they, explain sort of the process? Could you just walk me through the process that you do, from when a client contacts you, and then to the time that they're sort of, cured?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, the first thing that we're going to do is just identify what is it that you feel like you want to create more of in your life. And, what do you want to see show up more in your life? So we'll kind of walk through that, just that initial call. And then, we do that subconscious work. We go ahead and schedule your session to do the hypnotherapy. We will regress you back. And in a session, it's really powerful. We get to find that part of you that's holding on to this issue, this presenting problem. And we do some communication with it. We will ask, what's the role? What's the function? What's your purpose in my life right now? And then when we have this knowledge, that's the power to move forward. When we know why something is showing up in our life, we can decide to take action and we can eradicate that from our lives. So within just a hour and a half session, we're able to find that part of us, find that root cause, and then completely disrupt, and then transform. All of my clients are going to leave, our hypnotherapy sessions with a transformational recording that you can listen to every single day, because we need to reprogram. We need to get those patterns back to a beneficial part of us. So
Yes.
it's the mind learns by repetition, as I'm sure you know. So
Yeah.
it's an important step.
So what's the recording? What sort of things does it have on it?
Yeah. It's always going to be, the positive affirmations. It's going to be, I always tell my client, the more specific you are in telling me what outcome you need, the more specific I can be in helping you move forward. So the transformation will be just affirming, that life without this problem. It will be having me help you to visualize and, use those words that are going to help you throughout your day, communicate, dialogue with yourself, help you to move forward in a stronger, more powerful way.
Yeah. So so it has put your tongue back in and get your brain to work. So the creativity that you're talking about, and are you talking artistic or musical or any of those things, or is it something different?
I would say, anything. It's what is your unique creative impulse within you. So if, when I say creative, I'm more so probably talking on a larger scale of, I truly believe that we were all born to be co-creators for this world. I believe that in showing up and, offering what is within inside of us in our most authentic way, when we're showing up in our highest self, our most optimal setting all the time, that's when this world is going to have its most benefit from us. We're going to be able to help make those ripple effects out into this world that can really cause massive change.
Yeah,
So when I
that's
say
good.
so when I say the creative impulse, I'm really talking about, that inner evolution where you're constantly seeking for those higher levels within you and that greater impact, of course.
Yeah. So as a business owner, I suppose this training would be would be valuable because, they would be able to interact with their um, staff and, workers and all that sort of thing on a different level than just a cursory one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, you have to believe in yourself. You have to trust in yourself and be confident in who you are, because the more sure of yourself that you are, the more sure someone's going to be of what you can offer them, how you can help them. You have to, it's that know, like, and trust factor that we always hear about. But I think there's such a difference, on social media and just even, in person, networking, et cetera, et cetera. We know when someone truly believes in what they're selling and truly believes in what, their purpose is and the impact that they're trying to make. So this is helping you to show up authentically and confidently. And it inspires others and helps motivate others to do the same thing. And it becomes that ripple effect that I talked about. It's an exciting feeling to know this is what I'm putting out into the world and others can benefit from it.
Yeah, I get all goosebumpy when I know that I've done something really wonderful for somebody and they've just so appreciative and it's really helped them. And I just get goosebumps. I think it's great.
I know, me too. Yeah. I mean, I'd be curious, when you started your business, what made you start your business?
Well, I'd been working in the corporate world for more than 35 years and I just got sick of it. I got sick of being I was a temp. So I used to go from job to job after, a few months or a few weeks.
Yeah.
And I got sick of it. And I thought, well, I've got all these really great skills and I have all this really, really great knowledge. Why don't I use it to pay me instead of someone else earning money for what I do? So, yeah, I did it. I went and did that.
Yeah.
I was servicing female entrepreneurs and I didn't realize because I hadn't done my homework. I just thought, yeah, I'll just start this business, which is bad call, people. Don't do it. So I didn't do any research. So I didn't even know who my avatar or anyone was at the time. And so I just thought, yeah, female entrepreneurs, that'll do. That'll cover everybody.
Mm-hmm.
No. And I found out that they like to keep all their admin work to themselves because they don't like to give it away. And I thought, oh my God, I've just picked the wrong avatar.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
hard.
And it's that point where you're like, okay, there has to be something more. You're working this corporate job, you're giving your energy to all of this other space. And it's like, I just, there's that feeling of there has to be something more that I can be doing. And I love what you're doing with this podcast because it's, once we get to that point where we've done the work and we feel confident and we feel sure about what we can offer, that's when we go out and we share it. I always say it's your birthright to share yourself with this world. You have a right to share yourself and to show up authentically.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. It's taken me a lot of self-work to get to this point. And I mean, the podcast was just a spur of the moment thing last year in July. And I thought, business owners are really challenged. Why don't I get other business owners to help business owners? It was, I thought, bonus. It's taken me a little while to get to where I am, but I got there finally where I want to be. I mean, now I just want the next step up. So, I will get there. I will get there.
That reminds me of, people always say business is boring. And I get that to an extent where it's like, you have to be a little bit monotonous in the beginning, but I just don't think that. I think, when you're bored, that is just indication that you need to move on to something new. You need to expand, you need to experience something different. So I don't really truly believe that success is boring. I don't believe that business has to be boring. So
no, it's only, you're right, it's only boring if you let it be. And if it's obviously not the right thing for you if it's boring, because I love what I do. My other job is helping people to get their in-person events online and teaching people how to podcast. So
yes, you've been busy over the past 18 months or so with all of the COVID and virtual world. And
awesome. I've been there. Someone Googled me today. My God, I came up on the first page. I couldn't believe that.
Oh, what an amazing achievement. I love that. That's so cool.
It was great. She put in the group that we're both in, and I thought, oh, She only put
Yeah.
the name of the podcast up, and there's no one else obviously called Talking with the Experts podcast. And yeah, it was #1 in Google.
Yay, that's a win. I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah. So I guess you know, any future books in the progress or?
Yes, actually, that's so funny. I just today attended a book writing seminar, and I have this book that's been in me, for quite some time now, at least the past couple of years. And I finally have decided I'm getting this book done by the end of this year. So I'm super excited. Yeah. So the
You've
book
got
is
long to go. It's only like 98 days or something.
I know, but I know I can do it, Rose. I really do. It's all within me. It's just making sure I put this time aside. And when I do, I'll set my timer and I'll say write for, 30 minutes, and then you can take a break. And it's just, you get it done. And it's when you know that you're actually passionate about something, when you know the reason behind it, then it becomes a little bit easier. So
It does.
yeah.
It really does. That's why I love doing what I'm doing now rather than what I was doing before, because I didn't love it, but I absolutely love what I do now.
Good. I'm so happy. Do you have a book out, or are you
I'm the
working on
same as
something?
you.
Oh,
I'm in
good.
the process because I'm not quite
Good.
sure who I want to target it at yet. So
That's okay. It'll come to you. It'll come
it
to
will
you.
do. Yes, yes, it will do. If not this year, then next. I have
Yeah.
plenty of time still. I'm not going to die tomorrow. Touch wood.
Right. Knock on wood.
Podcast? Have you got a podcast? Do you
I don't. I'm kind of getting my feet wet. I'm just kind of getting on these podcasts to see how it feels. And I'm like, maybe I want to start my own podcast, but I get very distraction happy. So I'm like, I have to really make sure I'm focusing. And when I get too scatterbrained or trying all these different things at once, it just isn't effective. So I'm
No, it's
just
not.
getting my
I
feet
love
wet.
shiny
And
objects. I love
me
them.
too. Me
Yeah,
too.
great stuff.
Yes. So absolutely.
So I guess where can people find you, Amanda?
Simple enough. Powerthroughhealing.com is my website. You can find all my good contact information there. And I love to help people just break through. I'm looking to work with, forward thinkers, just anyone who just knows, like I said, that there has to be something more. I know there's more ahead of me, but you feel like maybe you're just stuck and you just don't have that clarity. So, I'm happy to help just break through that because I always say, I believe that in helping others connect with their highest potential, then they're going to be able to offer that highest level of contribution to our world. And that's the world that I want to live in, where we're all creating and supporting and encouraging each other to take that action.
Big
So
change is coming. It is coming. There's going to be a people revolution before long. And women are going to rule the world.
Yes. We could have a whole another 30 minutes on that, Rose. We'll talk about that. Yes, but
Words of wisdom that you'd like to share.
wisdom that I'd like to share, just simply believe in what's available to you. Just know that everything is available to you. There's a quote that I always say, that you are as worthy, deserving, and capable of a life that you love as anyone else on this planet. So I love that. It just reminds me that no one deserves more than someone else.
No, absolutely. And then, I really hate the haves and the have-not sort of divide that the world has come to. I think, as a kid, you don't understand it. You just think, oh, yeah, they've got better toys than me. But as you grow up, you find the haves and the have-nots, and it's quite a sad state to be in, really. I think, no one should have to live with like that.
Oh gosh, no. And that was my biggest obstacle to overcome. My limiting belief was, that belief that it's not available to me. And so it's my passion. It's my passion, my life's work now. I grew up, just like you said, as a kid with being told, we don't have the money, that's not available to you. And, just constant comparison to others and what we're not going to have. And so it affects you, it programs you. At 30 years old, I found myself living in a car, so it's like you let all of this, you build up until it's like, whoa, what just happened? What has my life become? And, so you have to realize, like I said, that, there's power through doing the work, there's power through healing, there's power in, taking back what you deserve. So
Yeah, everyone deserves something, not they don't deserve nothing. They deserve
yeah.
something, because
Oh, I
but you're
love
right,
that.
the power of belief, self-assuredness, and you've got to trust your instincts. Don't always listen to what other people have to tell you, because it's not their life, it's yours.
Yes, yes. You're the only one that's gonna be on that deathbed with regrets. So someone else can have their opinion, but you have to be the one to accept it. So
That's exactly right.
yeah.
Well, I just want to thank you so much for joining me today and sharing with us the impulse of creativity. I think it was a wonderful subject, and yeah, and you're right. People just need to change their mindset and be more positive. The world would be a
Mhm.
much happier place then.
Yes, exactly. I agree. So I thank you so much for what you're doing and having me on here. It was an amazing opportunity. So thank you so much, Rose.
You're welcome. I will talk to you soon.
Yes,
Bye for
thank
now.
you. Bye-bye.
Talking with the experts.